Let's fight! A very good evening to each and every one of you. Pace and power, we said, in 2022. Welcome in the ring wherever you folks are joining us from. We are privileged to have each and every one of you here with us, wherever around the world you guys are joining us from. So much information to share with you. You've come to the right place, folks. We are fired up, ready to go, boots in the ground, we're backing down, pace and power in 2022. We hope that you guys have had a fantastic, healthy, productive, beautiful day, and even so weekend, guys. Welcome in the ring to each and every one of you. Some of you guys are joining us on Twitter. Some of you guys are joining us on Facebook. Some of you guys are on YouTube, LinkedIn, all over the place. You guys are joining us on WhatsApp even, folks. You know, as we come into the ring, into the Coliseum, into the arena and stadium, we have to share the live stream. Good to see each and every one of you. Thanks for joining us, folks. Share the program. Good to have you guys here with us. I am fired up, ready to go, ready to head into the fight card. No time to waste, guys. I don't know about you. I came to work for you guys tonight. I've showed up and I'm ready to get to work. I'm in the office. The door is open. I'm ready to see you folks. Good to see each and every one of you. How are you all doing out there, folks? Good to see you. Good to see you. Ready to get into the fight card. Gonna give a couple of folks a quick shout out and then we are off. Lots of information to share this evening. No time to waste at all. Volmay Wilson, no time to waste. Jamal Jordan, no time to waste. Rochelle, no time to waste. Marta Monroe, Richard Moriah, Jamal Jordan, Rowena Cummins, and Joylyn Cook. No time to waste. What's bubbling? No time to waste, guys. Pace and power. Ready to get into the fight card. I see Donna McDonald is here. Paulette Benji, Samuel Liverpool, Alwyn, is it Cool Boy? Alwyn Cool Boy, Lynette Joseph. I see Samantha D. Ali is here. Chu Glensis, Mingo Bert. Folks, are you fired up and ready to go? Lots and lots of information to share with you guys. And we encourage you in turn to share the program, share the live stream as well, guys. Good to see so many of you already on. Leonard Joseph, I see Sean Rodney is here, guys. We are tremendously privileged to have each and every one of you with us tonight. Are you guys fired up and ready to go? I hope you are, because we are ready to go. Guys, right off the bat, no time to lose, no time to waste. We are off on the fight card. And look at some of what is happening internationally, guys. As I said, welcome to each and every one of you. If you know, tune into the program. We are fired up at our end, folks, and we are ready to go. What about you? Dwayne Dover and Bethany, Ariel Abrams, Kwana Mingo, Rena Cummins. I see Francia Fraser. This is the only program where we give folks a shout out like this, you know. We are busy in the middle of delivering the news, and we pause and we give you guys a shout out because on this program, you guys matter to us. On this program, we care about you guys as much as you care about us, folks. Lester Williams, we see you. Wilton Blue, y'all see all the gesticulations? Good to see each and every one of you guys. Dion, Ayana, Bibi, Sandyford, Desiree Smart, Felix, Sandra Hanover. Good to see you. Roxanne Odessa, Jacobs, Quanamingo, Kesh. Is it Kesha Hollingsworth? Good to see you, Kesha Hollingsworth, Andrew Cuthbert, and Althea Bernard. Good to see each and every one of you. Ready to head into the fight card. What about you? What you're waiting on? Why you're liming? Guys, we got to come early. Fired up on a Monday. Ready to go. So much happened over the weekend. And I'm so grateful we have the morning program, the FYI. I'm so grateful we have the podcast over the weekend, which takes off the load of some of the information happening over the weekend. And this morning, we focus on some of that. And I'm so happy. You know, I'm so glad for those of you who joined us on those programs. For the rest of you guys, I am ready to go around the world. Here's what's happening, folks. In some places, in some oil and gas news from around the world. Look what happened in Nigeria, folks, just over the weekend. Look what happened at an oil tanker. An oil tanker exploded there. Let me get this graphic off for you so this can look better. An oil tanker exploded there, and this could happen right here, folks. We pumping oil. Is the oil producing republic. This can happen right here. A Nigerian FPSO explodes just within the last few days, and we were recently made to understand that that oil tanker was carrying 60,000 barrels of crude oil on board. Can you imagine if something like that were to happen here? Could you imagine that? Are we prepared for it? Interesting. Are we prepared for this kind of disaster? Right now, there's a battle on. Jack Dio, Papa Jagabat, he's saying that ExxonMobil got to insure against such things. They're saying something else. Folks, can something like this happen here? This is just within the last couple of days. A Nigerian FPSO explodes. 60,000 barrels of oil on board, guys. Are we ready for something like this here? Are we ready? I think not. I know some of you will say we are not ready for something like here. Joylyn Cook, Lester Williams, Linda Thomas, Laverne Harry, Charan, Kelman Prasad, Debbie Gibbs, and Beverly Joylyn Cook. Tanya Cummins, guys would say we are not ready. I hope you guys are ready to share this live program anyhow. I hope you guys are ready to smash that emoji button. Let us see how you guys are feeling out there. And this is some news, folks. This is some news from around the world. I'm getting so animated at this end. I got to tidy up myself. Boom, just like that, we could cause it. Good to see so many of you joining us again. Can this happen here, folks? We just hope. We just hope that them boys to come back. We just hope that they don't just fall in the pocket, but they're actually taking care of the people as well. It can happen here. It can happen here if we let our guards down. If we break down the guardrails, this can happen right here, folks. And again, that's in Nigeria just a few days ago, just over the weekend. Yep. Closer to home, folks. Closer to home. Crime continues to spiral locally. Robson Band name calling. For Robson Band is not pace and power in 2022. No. It's pedestrian. $1 for dollar. $2 for dollar. No crime prevention plan whatsoever. Crime continues to spiral. And just today, a young man was gunned down in Leopold Street. Gunned down, folks, in Leopold Street. And it is said we're getting a lot of information from conflicting information that is from some of the news reports. One says he was a clothes shop vendor. Another says he's a pawn shop owner. They all agree he's from Leopold Street. And we perhaps can say he was a businessman. We were made to understand our reports and cover that he was trying to be a peacemaker in a fight in the neighborhood there when he met his demise. He was trying to be a peacemaker. Folks, I don't know, the books can be written about folks who try to be peacemaker and end up meeting their demise in this manner. I don't know how to advise you guys. I just in my corner here, drinking my water and minding my own business. But that being said, our thoughts and prayers go out to his family and loved ones. All of those who knew him. I don't see a notation for his name. I know you guys are sharp out there, but my notes don't have a name. But he has been described as a clothes vendor, a pawn shop owner, a businessman shot in Leopold Street. Where is the police? Where is the crime plan? What are we doing to deter deviant behaviors in our society? So that's the news on this end, folks. Crime locally continues to spiral. That is what we keep seeing, folks. And that is the news we have on that front. On that front, folks. My God. What is this administration doing? What are they doing? What are they doing, folks? Crime continue to spiral. Robeson name calling. Almost 2 years is upon us. And it's crime after crime. We see the escalation. We see the escalation, folks, and this is some other things happening out there. Fires of the PPP. Fires of the PPP. Y'all know we told y'all. Not a day goes by, not a week, when there is not a fire in this country, in these 83,000 squares that we have. Folks, in the oil producing republic, let me call Guyana. Fire every week. Fire every day. This time, folks, Kanji Berbice, fires of the PPP. It continues. It continues. This building here was razed to the ground, an apartment building in Kanji Berbice. Razed to the ground, folks. Razed to the ground. Who's sharing this live stream? So that folks, stakeholders, other persons interested in this news and information can get the valid and credible information, folks. Fire raises Kanji apartment building, and they're suspecting arson. That's where they always start, arson. They always start at arson. Folks, y'all gonna, those of you who know about the higher power, who know about the man upstairs, the man with the angle, folks, y'all better call and he. Fires at the PPP. Again, this fire here in Kanji Berbice raised an apartment building to the ground, and arson is suspected. Them boys says arson. What do you guys think? What do you guys think is happening here, folks? Who's sharing this live stream? Carol Hudson, Audrey Winter, John Raymond. Who's sharing the live stream? Kathleen Allen. Welcome to the broadcast, folks. So that's what's happening in the Fire Nation, folks. Two types of people in this country. Fight and Fire Nation. Fight Nation, Fire Nation. I know I'm in the Fight Nation. I don't know where you guys are. Fires in the PPP. Kanji Berbice, folks. Again, apartment building raised to the ground there. Look what's happening in some other places. Photo of the day. We hearing, it's fire and other things. We are not hearing in this country. We in hearing. And while we're on the west coast of Berbice, all the things happening there, folks, we hearing. We're taking cautions and precautions. Photo of the day, look what's happening there on the west coast of Berbice. My God, people, who's sharing this live stream? Who's sharing this live stream? My wife says she's hearing me loud and clear. Thanks, son. We're trying to program. People talking about the news, you hear somebody say, thanks, hon. This is we own styling. Fire pull, y'all. You on the Benjamin, look what's happening out there. Nobody in hearing on the roadways anymore. They in hearing. Them boy went for bottom wash. When you go to the wash bay locally in Guyana, they ask you inside out? Yes. Red car one inside out and the bus going for bottom wash. Who's sharing their live stream? The people in hearing. Karen Thorne and Sabonis. The names are going by so fast. Shabon Semple. They're in hearing. We got to use the road with caution. Joylyn Cook. Karen Thorne, Natasha Marks, Heather Rowe. They're hearing. Y'all at Benjamin, y'all must come to the fight early, Claude and Denise and Diane, Wayne Bob, Ann Singh, Pamela Dover. Y'all must come to the fight early. They're hearing, people. I ain't think they're hearing. Yvonne Daly, you think they're hearing? Huh? Pinky Vaughn, they're hearing us, man. They're not hearing. They're not hearing. So that's picture of the day. Picture of the day. We got to slow down on the roadways, folks. And some of us trying to finish speed. And that's going to get us in a lot of problems. After what we saw at the Bahika Bridge recently, we're still operating in that manner? The need for speed? Come on, folks. The only person that needs some speed is Prime Minister Mark Phillips and Robeson Ben. Very pedestrian. $1 for $1. They got slowed in the family. You got to put some turpentine on these guys. Outside of that, the rest of you slow down. Some of you going too fast. Pace and power. We understand we say that, but not when driving on the road, folks. Pace and power in how we're responding to the jackabass and the trench crappers. Pace and power. Who vex lose? Who vex? We talk the things. Here's what's happening in the National Assembly. Y'all think they're easy there? But them boys come back. And they're rolling out all the old used tires. They come back. All the old used tires come back. The wicked stink and dirty. Who vex lose? Who vex? They come back. Here's some of what we learned as we examined the estimates today. Shawnette Barnes and Don Raymond, Yvonne Daly, Gladstone Matthew. You all heard that? Matthew? Is the accent for me? It's bare pocketary National Assembly with these guys. Who's sharing their live stream tonight for us? Who's going to smash that emoji button so that other folks can get the valid and credible information? Won't you do that for us? Look what happened. Look who come back. It's Ramson Sr. Ramson Sr. has come back as the Commissioner of Information. Yep. And you know the worst part? Hold up. We haven't heard the worst part yet. So the man has been replaced. Since last year, these jagabats and trench crappos bring back Ramson Sr. quietly. So much for transparency. So much for transparency. Done swearing the man, and he already in office since last year. And we know there are folks who subscribe to this school of thought. The opposition shouldn't be in the National Assembly engaging these jagabats and trench crappos. But you see, when you are there, in times like these, you get to ask the questions. And it's the questions that you ask, these answers are unearthed. You think they're giving you this just like that? If they wanted transparency, they would have told this country since last year that this jagabat came back. Charles Ramson Sr. is back as Commissioner of Information. They said nothing to us. But today we learned $40 million has been allocated to this office for the Commissioner of Information with a staff of one, the Commissioner. $40 million. And when questioned in the National Assembly, Gail Teixeira could not say what was the work plan that is going to engage 40 million of your taxpaying dollars. 40, this sounds a little slush fundy to me. I don't know about you folks, but this sounds a little bit slush fundy to me. Humblebee, Melissa April Johnson, Michelle Johnson, Jamal Jordan. This sounds a little bit slush fundy to me. I don't know about it. So Charles Ramson Sr. has come back. The man is back. Them boys come back. All the old used tires they bring out. They bring out Gail. They bring out Ramsamy. All the old used tires come back. They bring out Jennifer Westford. All the old used tires are back. They bring out Ashley, Papa Jagabat. All the old used tires. And all they bring out Charles Ramson Sr. $40 million a year is budgeted for his office. And Officer 1, and I can show you guys how the wicked stink and dirty. Who's sharing the live stream for us? Who's sharing the live stream for we? Wicked stink and dirty. Wicked stink and dirty. Look what else happened in the National Assembly today, folks. Look what else transpired. Look what else. The office for the leader of the opposition, the budget was cut. The budget. It was cut. A budget of, I believe, $87 million was submitted. Quote unquote. Put an asterisk there. 87 million. And I was made to understand, we were made to understand that only 27 million was approved. Now you have a Commissioner of Information with a staff of himself only. He gets 40 million. But the leader of the opposition gets 27 million. 27 million. I'm being made to understand this is a 10 million cut from even what was approved last year. You see how the wicked stink and dirty, and why we call them jagabats and trench crappers? It is the tendencies they're exuding that fits in characteristics of the jagabats and the trench crappers. So a man is just, he alone. He's the whole commission and Commissioner of Information. But an office of the leader of the opposition. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Y'all see what we're talking about? What we up against? What we fighting against here? You'll understand. So the office of the leader of the opposition, their budget has been slashed. Folks, you got to interpret that. It is plain as day to see. Them boys come back. And then look what's happening at the local government end. So them boys say they have local government elections this year. Well, we got till December 31st is this year. It could be any time on or before that day. And you know, the coalition has been calling for a new voters list and house-to-house registration. House-to-house registration and a new voters list. But there's no budgeted allocation for that. So you all know where we're going. It's the same list that them boys rig to bring them into office. It's the same list they're going to use. You understand why they put who they put as head for GCOM? You understand? You see how they're connecting the dots to get to where they need to go? So there's going to be no new lists if they have their way for local government election. Folks, you understand why it has to be boots on the ground and we ain't backing down? You understand why in 2022 it has to be pace and power and who vex lose? You understand why they are jagabats and trench crappers? Or if it's rasta like me, you understand? Respect and manners. You understand? So that is what GCOM is about. No money budgeted for house-to-house registration. No money is budgeted for a new voters list. That process that takes you there, them boys come back. That's what we want to tell you all. They come back. You all ain't seeing, you ain't hearing, they come back, folks. Moving on in the fight card. Moving on. Things tight, people. Clement Jones, Donald Liverpool, things tight. Who living here? Natasha Marks. Y'all know things tight. Sheena Hazel, Yonette Benjamin. Y'all know things tight. Diane Fordyce and O'Neill Vanessa, Yonette, Sion Quintin, Rhonda Ferguson, Marina Cummins, Yvonne Daly. Things tight. Things tight. And Beverly, Alison, Paul, Yonette, Yvonne, Paul again, Siobhan, Elizabeth Noreen, ping things tight. Or as Elizabeth Noreen says, the PPP wheeling and dealing. Do you understand? Do you understand? You middle stand. What is happening here? Things tight. Things tight. Biggest budget ever was passed recently in the National Assembly. And the boys have been doing all that they can to try to persuade us, to try to convince us that this budget good for we. But we ain't hearing it, we ain't buying it, we ain't taking it. We ain't drinking water on this issue and minding we own business. No way, Jose. No way. Folks, anybody sharing the live stream so that the people in this country around the world can see what's happening here. Things tight. Look how tight things tight. One budget later, there's a scam alert. I want to alert you tonight of a scam that is in progress. Things tight and people trying to run all kind of Ponzi scheme and hoodwink Guyanese people out of the little that they got. So apparently, we're advised that somebody named Alvern Austin, he is sending people a text message that you got a package at your Mary Airport coming in from Canada or the UK or somewhere like that. But to get this package, you got to go to the Guyana Post Office Corporation and send, you can send money through the Guyana Post Office Corporation. They have that facility there. You got to send him $100,000, $50,000 to clear that package. You see the smartness, the package at the airport. But you're going to the airport with the money. You're going to go to the post office with the money. You're going to the post office first and pay to clear the package. Right? And then when you get to the airport, there's no package for you. Scam alert, folks. Things tight. And people getting scammed out of their hard-earned monies. The name that was told to us is Alvern Austin. And this is the post office swindle. You get a text message stating a package has arrived for you from the UK and people excited. Nice time. You go and pay your money in the post office, send to Alvin, And then you head up to the airport, no package. We're being made to understand several persons have been caught in this scam. Several persons have been caught in this scam. Folks, help other people to be enlightened to Alvin's swindle tactics and post office scam, Alvern Austin. This is the name the folks telling us is involving this madness. This is the name the folks are telling us involved in this scam. Share the live stream so that other persons can be educated and don't fall prey. And don't fall prey. I mean, it sounds quite simple. And sometimes you wonder how people can be gullible like this. But unfortunately, some people are susceptible and have fallen prey and being made to understand. Several persons return to the post office trying to get their money back. But the money is gone. The money is gone. Things tight. And people doing all manner of strange things. Things tight, folks. Biggest budget ever. And look what's happening in Region 1. A teacher has to sit on a chair with a leg missing. You ever want to know how things tight? This is how tight it tight. This is how tight it tight. Folks, if you had a minute in this program thus far to share the live stream, this is the minute. This is the moment. Look what's the biggest budget pass. And a teacher at Matthews Ridge Primary School has to sit on a chair with a leg missing, bracing the door. And this is the third biggest budget since them boys come back. Since them boys come back. This is what is happening. 3 budgets, since they come back. 3 budgets. Biggest budgets ever. Every one of them was described by the finance minister, the short Ashley Singh, as the biggest budget ever, going to transform the lives of citizens throughout this company. Billions to the education sector. And oh God, we can't even afford a proper chair for the teachers. We can't even do that. Somebody tag Priya Manik-chan for us. Please. Please, somebody. We beg of you, help. Help. Tag Priya Manik-chan. Because apparently she doesn't know what is happening at the Matthews Ridge Primary School. Oh. Folks, hold up. We got to solve these problems, Every budget can be the biggest budget ever. And still teachers got to go to school and sit down like this. Come on, folks. Who's sharing their live stream for us? Y'all think it is in this country, folks? This is Matthews Ridge Primary School. This is Matthews Ridge Primary School. Share the live stream. Y'all think you understand Wendy and Diane, what's happening here? Spurrily. You think you get you understand? Matthews Ridge Primary things. You think we joking when we say things tight in this country? Folks, it's tight. Over the weekend, Starbucks News did an editorial. High hopes and high prices. And oftentimes, folks, we use an independent source because we know they would never say, host of In the Ring, you're going to label Apnu AFC. And that means you're biased. That means your view is jaundiced. That is why we look for these independent people who similarly looking at the issues unfolding on the ground here and coming to the same conclusions. Things tight. So Starbucks News, they have been tracking food prices. So don't take me word for it. Look how tight things tight here. According to Starbucks News, cassava was $60 a pound. Is now $200. Plantain was $60. $60. Now it's $200 for 2 pounds. That's according to Starbucks. $200 a pound. Right? Sweet potato was $60 to $80. Is now $220. Who's sharing this live stream? Belange was 3 for $200. Is now 3 for $500. Cucumber, 1 for $100 for 1. Squash was $100. This was Saturday's editorial in Starbucks News. Squash was 100, is now 300. Orange was is now 4 for 500. Ginger, according to Starbucks News, was 360, is now 800. Who's sharing the live stream? Celery was 300, is now 800. 800. Well, I stop eat ginger right now and I stop eat celery. Celery was 360, is now 800 a pound. Celery was 300. Celery. Ginger was 360, is now 800. Celery was 300, now it's 800. I stop eat celery and ginger. Cooking oil was 320, is now 580. Cooking oil was 320, a small bottle, is now 580. Bread was 260, is now 300. Folks, when you invite me to a party, understand this. I'm not coming for you. Dave, Mike, Susan in the background, some of our technical people here. When you all invite me to the house, I am not coming because I like y'all. I come because things tight. It's by y'all house I come here to eat my ginger. It's by y'all house I come to eat my celery. It's by y'all house I coming for the whatever you're frying with oil. It's y'all house I coming for the bread. It's not because I like y'all. Understand that? When flour is 420, a pound or a bag or whatever the kg, is now 480. Understand? I'm not coming by your house for you. I'm coming for flour. When butter was 460, is now 560. I'm coming because I like you. I don't care if it's your mother, it's my mother, my auntie, my sister, who. I come in for the butter. Banga Mary was 6 or 7 for 1,000, is now 4 or 5 for 1,000. White belly shrimp was 300 a pound, is now 1,000. I ain't coming because I like you. I come in for the shrimps. Y'all know shrimp is the fat one, eh? But the shrimps is them fine one. Orange is a little shrimps. Shrimps. Priya is a shrimp. Orange is a shrimps. Chicken. A whole chicken was 1,200, is now 1,600. I ain't coming by your house because I like you. Right? I come in because of these shrimps. Shibborn simple. When I come by you, I ain't coming because I like you. When duck is 460, was 460 and is now 800. I come in to eat duck by Shibborn. Joanne Gemot. When I come by your house, you think I like you? You think it's because we're friends? No. When beef was 400 and is now $8,000 for a pound of beef, I come in for beef, Terry and Grenville. Sugar, 60 a pound is now 100. Milk powder, Ariel Abrams. When I come by your house, it's not because I want to be friends. I come in for milk. Things tight. Folks, credible and valid information. This was Starbucks News editorial just on Saturday. Look what else Starbucks News said in this very editorial. See if you can identify with it. Starbucks News said, this is how they started the editorial on Saturday. Last Thursday, we were told by the Finance Minister, Dr. Ashley Singh, that inflation was 5.7 and food inflation was 11.6 in 2021. Housewives know better. The situation is far more dire than that. This is Ashley Singh. You all tell me, Elizabeth Hamilton, Desiree, Denise Booker, and Heather Rowe, and Kwana Mingo, Kurt Heidecken, we lying upon them? The situation is far more dire. This is Starbucks News. This is not APNU AFC News. This is not PNC News, but Starbucks News. Look what else Starbucks News said about this economy. In this editorial headed, high prices and high hopes and high prices. Starbucks News said, however one looks at it, this feels very much like inflationary times at the moment, when the people are expecting a better standard of living. In this interval, the size of the chasm between the technicolor dreams painted by the government and the lived reality of the working class Guyanese can also be a measure of the country's disconnect. Am I reading it right? Of the country's political stability, rather. Of the country's political stability. In this respect, more could have been done in this budget for the working poor, but the government has chosen its path and must now look to preach patience while promising the moon. Folks, during the course of this broadcast, we are going to be sharing with you a poll. We want you guys to be interactive. And we say on this program, don't only come and lock into the information spellbound, but we want you guys to engage the program, share the live stream, smash that emoji button, make your comments, and also respond to that poll. Is there anything in this budget for you? Are you better off by the budget? Answer the question. We're going to publish the results of the poll before the end of the program. High hopes and high prices. That is Starbuck News again. It's not the Catholic Standard. Again, it is not the AFCT. Again, this is not the New Nation. Starbuck News talking about the lived experiences of Guyanese in this country. Look what else transpired. Them boys come back, folks. And they've been dismantling, they've been breaking down the guardrails of democracy. It's all of those systems put in place by the Constitution to safeguard your interests and my interests, the people's interests. But them boys come back and they have been treating them with such scant disregard. It is clear they have no interest in transparency, no interest in accountability, no interest in good governance. And we'll show you why we say this. Them boys come back and they have been systematically breaking down the guardrails of democracy. They have been systematically breaking down the guardrails of democracy. And that is why I chose this evening to dress in black. Or semblances of black, because it is the funeral of this democracy we have. It is dead under the boys who came back. They come back, dismantling the guardrails of democracy. And this is how they have been doing it. Imagine, close to 2 years in office. Close to 2 years. They have not appointed the Judicial Service Commission. You understand what we're saying here? Them boys come back and they are breaking down the guardrails of democracy. The Judicial Service Commission is there for a purpose. They have not, 2 years, almost 2 years in, they have not appointed, activated, reinstituted, operationalized the Judicial Service Commission. In addition to that, the Public Service Commission is on vacation, is on hiatus. Who's sharing the damn live stream so that people can understand what is happening in this country? God. Them boys and bring back the Public Service Commission yet. They're still waiting. The Teaching Service Commission too. And these boys can tell us they're interested in democracy, they're interested in good governance, they're interested in rule of law, they're interested in transparency. So why isn't the Teaching Service Commission activated? And then the board of the Natural Resources Fund has not been constituted. But the old high Gael gonna come and tell us that we are a government of law and order and transparency and good governance and bullshit and more bullshit. And I can hear my aunt saying, charade language. Auntie, excuse Abby tonight. So there's the board of the Natural Resources Commission that has not been constituted, but the money spending. And then there's the Integrity Commission. Whatever happened to the Integrity Commission? All of these agencies and institutions are facilitated by the Constitution. The same people who say they respect and uphold and protect the Constitution, breaking the Constitution every day by refusing to appoint these bodies that are oversight bodies, guardrails in our fragile democracy. How that going for us? How is that working out for us? How is that going? And we got more. Folks, this is the program you want to share with your neighbor, the children, your side chick, the sweet woman, the sweet man, everybody. So we understand when the side chick realize she ain't getting the amount of money or he that he used to get, you understand? Things tight. And this is why they're breaking down the guardrails of democracy. And we've talked about this so many times on this program. How in another instance, a facility and a process called an environmental impact assessment that is in place when these big projects are being conducted. These environmental impact assessments, the EIAs, are done to safeguard your interests. What is your interest? Will these projects harm the environment, marine life, biodiversity? Will it harm human lives? And there are other things that go with environmental impact assessments. But since the boys who came back touched down, they have been wavering the environmental impact assessments for all the big projects. And I'm going to just quote a handful of them that we just pick out. I can send you all the book. I'm going to send you all the book I am writing, breaking down the guardrails of democracy and show you how them boys operating. For the new Harbor Bridge, Irfan says a no-brainer. He didn't even read the study. He said this, I haven't read the study, but I know this Harbor Bridge will be good on the environment. So the way of the EIA, the oil exploration in the Kanji block by ExxonMobil, the way of the EIA, they don't need to do any environmental impact assessment. Mind you, folks, the fishermen say since ExxonMobil started drilling, is less fish to catch it. But them boys said they don't need to do an EIA for no impact assessment on the fisheries and marine biology and all those things. Right? They've waived that. Oil and gas waste treatment facility at Coverdale, they said they don't need an EIA for that. A Marriott branded hotel at Godfrey Wacton, they said they don't need an EIA for that. And it goes on and on and on. These are the people who said we did a bad deal on ExxonMobil and promised that when they come in, they were going to negotiate the contract. Folks, them boys come back and suddenly the contract is no longer going to be negotiated, renegotiated. Since them boys come back, nice time. And when they exempt all of these big projects from the due diligence that is required, like an environmental impact assessment, only God help us in this country if something were to go wrong, like it has gone wrong in Nigeria. The story we started our program with, where the FPSO carrying 60,000 barrels of oil exploded. So God forbid something like that should happen. While these guys are waiving all of the EIAs, who are you going to blame then? Who are we going to blame then? So they have consistently been breaking down the guardrails of our democracy. I refer again to Starbuck News. Not New Nation News, not the key from AFC. This is Starbuck News. Again, Mark Borman, the Canadian High Commissioner, just last year in August, wrote about the importance of the EIAs, the environmental impact assessments. Folks, don't take my word for it. I'm not a specialist in this area. Listen to the people who understand this. Mark Borman, the Canadian High Commissioner to Guyana, he said this last year. Failure to undertake this type of due diligence could result in costly and harmful effects down the road. The due diligence, that is the environmental impact assessments. The importance of understanding the legal framework which governs the environmental impact assessments cannot be overstated. And it is important that we continue to be engaged in improving our processes in keeping with the Environmental Protection Act. More so, Mark Borman says, in the light of Guyana's new and developing petroleum sector, which brought with it concerns about new and potentially significant impacts on the environment. How are they going for champion of the earth? not earth, hurt, champion of the dirt, that the High Commissioner for India got to come and lecture us about the usefulness and legality of enforcing your environmental impact assessments. And then just after that, folks, just after that, look what happened. This was an uppercut, a spit and a slap in the face of the installed regime. Look what happened next. Look what happened next. Or what happens next. You know, people talk what they want to talk about the APNU AFC regime. Oh, we were dictators. We wanted to hold on to power when them boys who come back are the real sanctimonious gangsters. Granger had little ways. You mightn't like everything about him, but he got down to business in 2015. And look at some of what APNU AFC was able to accomplish as a coalition. Under the APNU AFC, these were the guardrails under the APNU AFC. The best rating on the Transparency International Index happened under the APNU AFC. The best rating we had on the Transparency International Index, the best. Guyana was removed from the European Commission's money laundering blacklist. Yep. We were removed from the blacklist. It was 2013, ladies and gentlemen, under the PPP, that Guyana was blacklisted by the Caribbean Financial Action Task Force. In 2030s, under them boys. But on the 26th of May, 2015, 10 days into office, the Anti-Money Laundering and Countering the Financing of Terrorism Act, or bill, was passed into law and became an act. It was under the APNU AFC coalition that Guyana received its Tier 1 status for our fight against the trafficking in persons. But since them boys come back, they're trying to traffic us. And the DEA office, after trying to be set up here for years, the DEA office was open under the APNU AFC. But under them boys, keep looking. Folks, last year, on International Anti-Corruption Day, the U.S. Embassy released a press statement calling on this current regime, the boys who came back, to start in the direction of anti-corruption measures, anti-corruption activities, anti-corruption programs. They see they weren't coming off the mark. They still didn't come off the mark. And Sarah Ann Lynch, the American ambassador, had to come out and say, Catfish, Papa Jagabat, y'all need to get moving. Here is what Sarah Ann Lynch said. She looked 23 years before 2015, and she couldn't find one instance of any measure the PPP put in place that focused on countering terrorism, money laundering, corruption. Look what Sarah Ann Lynch said in that press statement. Don't take my word for it. Look what Sarah Ann Lynch, the American ambassador, said. In 2018, this is Sarah Ann Lynch. This is Washington, D.C. talking. In 2018, the Guyana Public Service Commission was reconstituted after a 13-year hiatus. And the advice, just like now, they had time with Public Service Commission. Right? It was they didn't have time with it. Sarah says this was a step towards ensuring fairness and transparency in the public service system. Sarah Lynch goes on to say the government of Guyana also passed, this is going to them, they passed the Protected Disclosures Act known also as the Whistleblowers Act in 2018, which seeks to protect persons making disclosures from retribution from others, including within the public service. And Sarah and Lynch went on to say, these kinds of legislative reforms are necessary parts of a successful plan to fight corruption. Out trenches, put in your pipe and smoke it. Yonat Elias and Brandis Young, Imran Ishak, Claudette Harry, Merlin Seaford, Bull Page, Donna Holden, Volme Wilson, tell the trenches on the page, put it in the pipe and smoke it. And we're racing down because there's so much information to share with you guys. Just, folks, as we were seeing some light on the horizon where anti-corruption is concerned, we did our best on the International Corruption Perception Index under the APNU AFC administration. We moved 12 points in 2018, doing our best in the history of being measured on the International Corruption Perception Index. We just fall 2 places. Them boys come back. Take a look at this. This is 10 years of our performance. The lower you are on the index in terms of numbering on the x-axis, the worse we are. 10 years. Notice from 2015, we start climbing higher and higher. Folks don't want to deal with this, Some people can sign out now. They're going to watch something on Netflix. This truth, credible and valid information, it can bother them, over a 10-year period. Look how that thing is going up there. 2015, 2016, 2018. We did our best in 2019. Moving 12 places. Now, this is live stream to share. This is information people need to know about. We did our best in 2019 rather. Soon as them boys come back, we fall 2 places on the International Corruption Perception Index. Y'all think y'all overstand? But I's Rasta. Me heart is dread. I overstand. You might understand. I overstand. We going down. Cost of living is the only thing going up. Everything else, blue shoom, going down. Everything else. But y'all think that's all? Y'all think the program finished there? Oh, Father. Folks, who in there under this administration will be badly wounded? I know if I go to meet the Father, another Rasta can take me place right in this seat. I am not fearing any man, for I have seen the glory and the coming of the Lord, folks. Them boys come back. Over the weekend, another guardrail of our democracy was broken down. Just over the weekend. And Dr. Jadupat, Rudy Jadupat, of an oversight body that looked at transparency and good governance in the extractive sector, was dismissed under the PPP. And what I say next, again, I'm looking for an independent source, because some of you can say, oh, them boys don't like nothing these jagabas and trench crappos doing, so their views are going to be tainted and colored and all that. So I turned to Starbuck News editorial of yesterday, or rather it's this morning's editorial. Let me confirm that, folks. It's this morning's editorial. Yep, 7th of February. This morning's editorial. And the header for that editorial is the replacement of Dr. Jadabat. And I want to read some sections of that editorial for you guys. I want to read it so that you guys have a sense of what is happening and where we going and where we there. What is to come and how badly wounded we are. The replacement of Dr. Rudy Jadobat. Here's what Starbuck News said. I want to read a couple of paragraphs for you. Replacing Dr. Jadupat underlines concerns that have been frequently raised in these columns that the government's intention is to control information release and to place its preferred candidates in all positions to the exclusion of others. Mind you, Dr. Jadupat was the coordinator of the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, the Guyana chapter of this international body. He was the coordinator of, again, the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, and the name says it all. Giving oversight, ensuring that the process of the extractive industry is a transparent one, is governed properly. They moved Dr. Jadupat. And this is Starbuck News. I'm quoting again. That they want to put their own people in these key positions. Speaking to Sunday Stabrook, Dr. Jadupat made the damning allegation that the Minister of Natural Resources has attempted to dictate to this body. It is supposed to be independent, not under the purview of the government, to offer the kind of oversight to the extractive industry, like the oil and gas industry. It has to be independent. And Dr. Jadupat told Starbuck News, the Minister of Natural Resources, the ministry, Vikram Bharat, the minister, attempted to dictate to the entity. Here is Dr. Jadupat in his own words. There is no one who can point fingers at me and the quality of my work anywhere in the world. And even now, I have been at EITI. I have been the EITI head for the past 5 years, and there is no record of anything except the minister is not happy with me being straightforward. Them boys come back. Dr. Jadupat goes on to say, I stick to the EITI standards and I cannot violate them as a professional. So when the minister or whoever tells me to do anything which is in violation of the standard, I will not do it. That is why they have gotten rid of Dr. Rudy Jadupat from that oversight body. But I think Starbuck News' words in the end of this editorial is chilling. It is very chilling, folks. It's very chilling. Dr. Jadupat goes on, as Starbuck News states, he says, he asserted that the minister, Vikram Bharat, had been demanding that alternate members of the multi-stakeholder group, the ITI, is not invited to meetings, which is a violation of the terms of reference of the group. But here is Starbuck News for you. Any intrusion of the type raised by Dr. Jadupat will put Guyana relationship with the EITI at risk at a time when the country could still ill afford it. Although that risk might be of negligible interest to the government, as exemplified by its impending decision to appoint Dr. Prem Nazir, the Natural Resource Minister Vikram Bharat, in his statement on Saturday, said the position of coordinator of the EITI, the Guyana chapter, was advertised and that Dr. Jadupat was among those who had applied, but that Dr. Nazir, had been chosen. Dr. Nazir had been chosen. Most unusual, Starbuck News says, most unusual. It would be interesting to know the names of all the persons who applied for this position, who evaluated them, who made the final decision, and in the interest of transparency, right? And in the interest of transparency, this information should be released by the Ministry of Natural Resources. But here was what Starbuck News said about Dr. Mazir. Enter Dr. Mazir. Minister Bharat's ministry made one notable omission in its biodata it supplied on Saturday on Dr. Mazir. It neglected to state that Dr. Mazir once ran the Government Information Agency, what is now TPI, under the Jagdeo administration, and later served in the office of the president. During that period, he was one of the chief propagandists for the Jagdeo administration, defending it against all manner of transgressions, including the most egregious assault on press freedom, the withdrawal of state funds from Starbuck News. Aside from the fact that there is nothing in his resume that would make Dr. Mazir a more suitable candidate than his predecessor, he has operated from within the deep recesses of the PPPC while it was in government. And to expect, listen to this, to expect that he would now ensure full openness in this crucial natural resource sector is a bridge too far. His appointment would be most inappropriate and could be the death knell for relations with the EITI. It's an international body. This transparency body looks over the extractive industry like oil and gas. It's an international body. And PPP has just put one of its lackeys to head the oversight body. Hence, another guardrail broke down over the weekend. Just in case you guys have not been watching. Another guardrail. Again, listen to Starbuck News words. His appointment would be most inappropriate and could be the death knell. This is how the editorial ends. It is unfortunately this type of appointment that likely awaits the country in relation to the Natural Resources Fund Board amid the flawed legislation that underpins it. Again, it's not New Nation, it's not the key. It's not the coalition papers. Starbuck News, pretty independent. We got requirements with them every now and again. But you guys got to put out your pipe and smoke it. Them boys come back and they don't give a damn about democracy. They don't give a damn about you and I. And that is why the budget is what the budget is. And we hope you guys got a chance to respond to that poll. And we're going to ask the guys to publish the results of the poll if they haven't as yet. So we can see what the poll said. Because we asked the question whether you guys were satisfied with the budget. And I am certain the overwhelming response was what? Let me ask the question. The overwhelming response? 95.5% said, no, they're not satisfied. Yeah, that's what the guys are telling us. 95%. And you guys are going to see that result there. If you have it there, I'd be happy to see it. Maybe you can take a snapshot. Thanks for you guys responding to that poll. And you're going to see that result there. That is the result. The overwhelming majority of you said, you're not satisfied with the budget. The overwhelming result said, the question was, do you think budget 2022 caters for you? 95% of you who responded said no, you do not believe the budget caters for you. 95+% of you who responded said you do not think the budget caters for you. Folks, some of you get caught up in the program and you haven't been able to share the live stream as yet. I encourage you to do so. We told you these programs have valid and credible information. These aren't propagandist programs. These are programs meant to educate. Because if you wait on them boys to do it through GINA and DPI, You don't get it done. If you wait for them to do it during Chronicle or through Chronicle, you ain't gonna get it. You think you can get it in NCN? No, folks. Share the live stream. Smash the emoji as well so other persons can get the valid and credible information. Guys, every cent you guys send us, every cent goes towards financing these programs, whether it's the morning program for your information, it's our midday podcast, Below the Belt, or it's In the Ring, or it's our website, Credible Sources. All of that geared towards bringing you credible and valid information. When the year started, I said to you, stay with us, partner with us. We got things to roll out. Since then, we rolled out the podcast. Since then, we rolled out the morning program. And we still got some things. We got ammunition, folks. We got more ammunition. We got more things lined up, more things coming to get you valid and credible information. You ain't gonna see it in NCN. You ain't gonna see it on in Chronicle. You ain't gonna see it in DPI and them places. They don't even want to carry what is happening in the National Assembly on the opposition benches in the state-funded news media. So you ain't gonna see it there. So it's left to us to hunt down, to seek the truth wherever it leads, and to bring you the valid and credible information. That is what we're here for. And we're fired up, powered up, pace and power in 2020, ready to do the work for you. Fired up and ready to go. That's our program. I'm about to lose my voice at this end. But folks, once it's in the service of you, it comes with a privilege. We count it a privilege at this end. And we want to say thanks to all of those who have been partnering with us, helping us to do more of this work, folks. This is what every dollar you send us go towards: getting the information, building our social media platform so that you can benefit. It all comes back to you because we love you guys just as you guys care for us. Thanks for joining us. That is our program this evening. We got the Cash App available. Our Cash App handle is the $ or dollar symbol in the ring 592. Cash App is available. PayPal and Zelle, same email address, in the ring 592 at gmail.com. PayPal, Zelle, same email address, in the ring 592 at gmail.com. We're available as well, guys. We're available via MMG 6276963, 6276963. We're available also via MoneyGram, Western Union. You need any guidance, folks? WhatsApp us at that MMG number, 6276963, 6276963, and we're going to have the information for you guys. That's our program this evening. Fired up, ready to go. Share the live stream on our behalf. Smash that emoji button as well. We see you, Florette, Jacob Sward, Andrew Cuthbert, Patricia Graves Andy, Donna Miller, Shauna Sicharan Mohan, Richard Fordyce, Sharon Castelo Edwards. We see you, Roxanne Odessa Jacobs, Clive Jackson. We see each and every one of you. Esteline Sinclair, I see you. Clive Fraser, Alvin Fraser, the old Fraser clan is here. Ariel Abrams, we see you. Thanks for joining the broadcast. See you guys right back here tomorrow morning at 8 sharp for FYI. And then we're back at 12 for Below the Belt. And then we're back at 8 for In the Ring. See you guys. Stay tuned to all our platforms, all our programs. Thank you for your support. Have a great evening. That's our time.